cataracts and you seriously want to help, if you want to cure cataracts, you've really got to consider, I mean, this may be me sounding extreme, but if you have a serious eye issue, and by the way, I'm short-sighted and I have a serious eye issue I'm trying to fix too. I've stopped drinking alcohol forever because of my eye issues. Like,
so Harry, we have several questions in the chat. I don't know if you have access to the chat.
I think so. Can you tell me them? Maybe that'd be easier. Can you ask them?
For example, someone is asking how old age Shivambu become alkaline and how much we can drink.
Okay, so how can it become alkaline? How can it?
Closed? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so well, the aged urine becomes alkaline whether we like it or not. This is just something that the urine does. We can't help this, and it's a good thing. So that's going to happen. And like I said, to really prove it, buy some pH strips, which are very cheap in the pharmacy. You can check that out. And in terms of aging it and how old, what I say to people is, what are you going to commit to? What are you going to do? If you can't wait 4 weeks and you can only wait 2 weeks, use that. If you can afford to wait 4 weeks, do that. It gets very powerful after 2 weeks, 1 week. Aged urine is just after 3 or 4 days, you know, it's aged, isn't it? So there's no right or wrong. There's only your experiments that will teach you more than me just telling you. I'm only here to encourage you to do it and learn your lessons so you'll know the truth about it. So, you know, you're going to find out for yourself from your experience how much you want to do. The more, the better. That's a rule too. If you have diseases, if you care about your vibration, the more aged urine you put in your body, the higher your vibration. So
the other question is how to start drinking aged urine. How?
Okay, so that's a good question. Pee in a bottle, let it sit, wait 1, 2, 3 weeks, however you can, and when you're ready for that, and come back to it. Now, aged urine, it depending on your diet, I'm not judging people here, so people do what they can. It might burn your throat a little bit, but it doesn't mean it's bad. And what I found is that it's hard to drink fast. It's not like fresh urine. Fresh urine, you can gulp down 1 pint, no problem. Aged urine, it's a bit harder because it's not the smell, it's it tastes a bit fiery down the throat. So I can't drink a lot. What I do is I drink a little bit, I wait, I drink a little bit, I wait, I drink a little bit, I wait, I drink a little bit. You have to do it slowly. You'll find out because it's impossible to drink fast because it's very fiery.
What if we dilute the urine, the aged urine? Will the structure get changed?
And that's a great question, my friend. Yes. So one way to do aged urine, just because it's so powerful, is to dilute it with fresh urine. There's no harm in that. All I'd say is that it takes away a bit of the power, but it's still good. So if that's what you're going to commit to, absolutely dilute some of your aged in the fresh. You know, that's a really good idea to do. I mean, I go all out. This is not diluted. And I rub this on my skin a bit every day. And it smells for a bit. So I've got to be careful, but you know, yeah, that's another thing. It does smell, so we've got to be tactical for a little bit anyway. So yeah.
Hello, Harry. I am KK Chauhan here, 86 years senior citizen. And
nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you very much. I have circulated my question in the group early in the morning. I have collected my urine and I use urine for my crops, agriculture farm, as well as I use my fresh urine for my health. I have got a urine collected for last 3 years. It is lying in my cans. Can it be used as a medicine for a human being? Because
right. So
I usually use.
Yeah. Sorry, just to reemphasize. Yeah. Did you say you're collecting old urine? You're doing fresh a lot. Did you say you're collecting old urine?
I am using it as a fertilizer in my agriculture. But
I see. Fertilizer. Yeah.
But can I use it for the health purpose?
Okay, so this is a great question. You know what? You brought up a huge thing. So aged urine is great fertilizer.
It is stored in the plastic bags. It is stored in the plastic bags.
Thanks for that information. So urine is great fertilizer. I'm sure a lot of you know that. And the aged is really powerful fertilizer. But yes, to you, sir, by the way, that's amazing. You know, I'm sure urine therapy is going to help you thrive and live many years longer. But yes, you've got a store. If you've got a store of aged urine, and even it's a plastic bag, If you were to put that in another bottle or find some way to put it in another bottle and to drink that, if you were to put that on your skin, you would put that in enema.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were to use that, your old urine
But
on
up till now, I have not used this old urine for human health.
no, and what I'm telling you here, and to argue the case for, because I already know the truth here, that urine you've got using for fertilizer would be amazing for your health. It would take your health and vibration to another level you don't even think is possible if you use that on you. That's what I'm saying. I know this is going to be true. It's very good for you, the old urine. The older it gets, the more powerful. I've drunk from my friends many years old, and it's really powerful. Like, it's incredible for your health, sir. Truly, the aged urine, for drinking, for skin, like for everything.
No, I am using my fresh urine for my health, because I have
Yes.
used my
Yeah.
urine for the agriculture purpose also. I don't want to waste any drop of my urine. I collect every drop. I don't flush it in the commode. And I save a lot of water every day. And so our agriculture is also required a lot of minerals.
Got
And we
you.
call it a natural, organic, macro, micro, nutrient, liquid fertilizer. That is what
Ah,
we are using as a agriculture fertilizer also. So
mhm.
it is giving us a very good result. And we are,
Yeah,
instead of using these chemical fertilizers and insecticide, we can replace this with our urine. So every
exactly. Yeah.
person produces 500 liters urine in a year. We can compare what value it will have.
Yep.
So, I request all our urine therapists. Urine is definitely useful for our health, but it is useful for our agriculture also. If we talk to the agriculturists, they will understand its utility, and they may again start using it as a health. So we want many people to join us, and many
I
people
agree.
take advantage of nature's gift.
Yeah, I
Thank
agree,
you very
sir.
much for responding.
I think two things are going to change the world. Yeah. So first of all, I know in your country, a lot of people are literally dying of hunger and all this, and Africa too, and around the world, but particularly the continents of Asia and Africa. And we know this, and the message needs to be spread more that urine therapy, fresh and aged, no one needs to die of hunger anymore because they can just, well, you could call it you have to fast on urine because they have no money for food, right? But I know they wouldn't be dying unnecessarily if they just drunk their urine like you're doing, sir, all the time. So you can thrive on urine fasts. You can thrive. This is a fact. That's number one. And the second point you brought up, and it's amazing you're doing that, is for agriculture, fertilizer, and for growing foods to phenomenal rates and not having all of the shitty products that kill the vegetables and you eat and poison you. Agriculture and our food system we transformed with the use of fresh and aged urine, as you said, sir, even more powerful as fertilizer. Those two things would change the world, and that information needs to be spread around the world. These two things.
Okay, Harry, another question. What about drinking someone else's urine other than self urine, aged and fresh?
That's a great question. Do you mean fresh or aged urine of someone else, or which one, or both?
Yeah, both. I would ask you both.
designed by God. The medicine becomes much more powerful at nighttime. So the bladder full in the morning, you drink, and then you get the most benefits. I'm sure you guys know this. The best are the fresh urines, the best of the best for everyone here, first of the morning. High melatonin, high fasting hormones, high human growth hormone, and you're fasting. Your medicine is much more powerful fresh in the first of the morning. What are they all good?
Yes.
Hey,
Mr. Harry.
yeah,
Sir,
Harry,
I'm
Kapil
Dr.
here.
D.
I just want to quote a line from Martha Christie's book. Just as nature produces no two people who are exactly the same, there are also no two urine samples in the world that contain exactly the same components. Your own urine contains elements that are specific to your body alone and are medicinally valuable ingredients that are tailor-made to specifically, she bolded this word, to your own body functioning. So,
Yep.
will you please enlighten me over this quote, as you said that this book has given you the idea for the drinking urine, and now you are counteracting it that you can drink anyone's urine. So please
I love
enlighten
the
me about that.
challenge. Yes, I love a challenge. So you see, I believe that life's a bit more complicated than saying one thing for everything. This comes back to why I started drinking aged urine. So let's go with the facts. Like, your own perfect medicine is your perfect medicine, because say everyone here, and by the way, we're all fighting diseases. Everyone is getting cancer right now, and a healthy human eliminates it. So when Martha Chris says your own perfect medicine, she's correct. Your urine is the best urine for you, because you're having diseases that's coming, and your body is producing what we call antibodies to fight that disease every single hour of every single day. Because if you're not, you'd be dead. So your body is producing it, and it comes out in the urine. So say you're fighting cancer, say you've got arthritis issues, say you've got gout, all the antibodies, the protection, the white blood cells are coming in the urine. So that's why she said your own perfect. If you redo that, you're doubling up on the medicine, on the power of your immune system to fight that disease for you. Now, why I say also to do, why maybe even to do other people's might be more powerful, is because that's with fresh urine, right? What about aged urine? Aged urine is more powerful than fresh. And the reason why aged urine is more powerful isn't because of the vitamins, the hormones, the enzymes, the stem cells. It's not the main reason. The main reason why aged urine becomes more powerful is because it's alkaline as fuck and it's structured. So that 98% in the aged urine of water makes it more powerful. Even, in my mind, more powerful than drinking your own fresh urine, which is good for you. You double up on antibodies. So it's not a question of either or. I'm just telling you, if I had to choose between, say I was dying of cancer, right? And if I had to choose, because I'm trying to save my life, I'm dying, right? If this is just me, if I had to choose between my own fresh urine, you gave me a choice, I'd obviously do both. You gave me a choice between my own fresh urine to save me, or somebody else's aged urine, or my aged urine, or even someone else's aged urine, I'd choose aged urine, theirs, because that's more powerful even than my own fresh urine. So that's what I'm saying. It's a bit more complicated than just either one or the other. I don't want to make it more complicated. That's how my brain works. Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Harry,
While taking the
Dr.
medicine,
Nitin Patel,
also taking the fresh urine. Huh?
may I ask one
While
question?
taking the medicine, we can use a fresh urine.
yes, you can use fresh urine, of course. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I want to ask one thing that you say that, you can have as much as fresh urine, right? So how much aged urine can you have?
The same applies. Now, what you find, and that's a good question, is that the aged urine is so powerful compared to your fresh that obviously you need much less to get the same results.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
a shocking amount less. So that's useful. So you don't have to have a lot. This is why I'm so big into aged and not as much fresh anymore. Not that fresh is bad. It's because it's free and I need to use less to make me have the same power as the fresh. Does that make any sense? And I like that, because I'm all about efficiency in my life. I'm about saving my time, and I don't have to have, I'm trying to save time here. I've got a lot of things to do in my life. I'm a busy person. I write books. I've got projects to set up. I can't afford to, I go for the best. That's how I look at my life. I go for the most powerful for me. And with aged urine, a small amount goes much further than drinking all this fresh urine.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Mr. Harry, it's Dr.
Somebody
Nitin.
they are too much of hungry after using this fresh urine.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Somebody is using this urine and having too much of hungry. What can they?
Sorry, sir, you're saying someone's hungry. It's breaking up a little bit. I can't hear. Can anyone hear?
Yes. Too much of hungry after using this old urine. What,
Did you
what's
say
the
something about
reason?
hunger? Are you hungry after using aged urine? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
hungry. Is that what you're noticing?
Too much of hungry.
Too much
Pardon?
hungry. You're saying that you are too
Yeah.
hungry after you use aged urine.
Yes.
That means the stomach is empty for too much of time.
That's an interesting observation, my friend, because I found that the opposite. I find when I drink aged urine or get it in, I become less hungry. But maybe you have a gut issue that needs fixing there, because it's unusual to say. I've never heard of that before. I'm open-minded. Usually urine generally takes away my hunger. I mean, I do overeat sometimes and don't eat always perfect, but urine therapy, fresh and especially aged, they really help my hunger, me not wanting to eat, because this water, this holy water from the water of life, the perfect medicine, it's more than diet, you know, it's more powerful. It takes away that need for me to eat stuff I shouldn't eat all the time.
Yes, my question here is, since last many years, I'm practicing urine therapy on many patients. What I've seen is, especially in old aged urine, if somebody is suffering from a diabetes or somebody's sugar level there is any glucose formation is there. So we found some fungus formed in the aged urine.
So what do you find? Fungus? What's that word?
Fungus. Yeah.
Hummus.
Especially diabetic patients, old urine, if it is used, there is a fungus in it.
Fungus. Got you. With you now, sir. With you. Yeah.
So what we can do about that? That can be
Okay,
used.
so do you mean like a mushroom? It looks like a white spore.
yeah,
Yes. Okay, so that can be because, and that's okay. So that's because obviously they're diseased and that stuff. Now that medicine, you'd know, is still powerful. Well, one way you can do it, because obviously if they're going to see that, that's not particularly pleasant. You can scrape it out. So feel free to find a way to scrape that out. But that medicine obviously is still good for them. And it's not bad that that's just come up. It's just indicating there was something toxic in their body. And as the urine ages, it purifies itself, and it has to purify and exposes what was in their body that was disgusting. It's still good. I mean, but yes, even I've never had a fungus one me, but my friends have, and I wouldn't be happy to drink it with the fungus inside. So I'd scrape it off to make it look a bit better.
Have you seen any bacteria formation in aged urine?
Not me, but I've seen it on Facebook and I've seen it in some of my friends that I've been to visit them. Yes. It's just an indication that there's a serious issue going on, which can be fixed, as you know, with the urine, the aged urine and the fresh. Yeah. So it is not uncommon. It just indicates a huge issue in their health, which you are fixing, right, with the urine therapy.
So I appreciate you're using on your own, but how many diseased people you're treated with the help of aged urine?
I can't even answer that question because, I mean, the book numbers I've I was thinking, wow, my colon's being cleaned out from diarrhea. And that's because I was very toxic, and the medicine is so powerful that my colon has never experienced inside it such fresh, clean, pure structured water. So same with your patients. If your patients are getting it with fresh urine, yeah, I'd advise to go a bit slow with the aged. The way to deal with that is to very slowly. When someone's severely toxic, you can't give them too much of the urine. You have to do it like a little baby. You have to go very small, see how they react. If there's no negative reaction, do a bit more, give them a bit more. As soon as they get a bad negative reaction too much, like we described, then you stop and then you wait a day or two and then you start again. It's very powerful, and at the age too. So in one way, if someone's very toxic, you don't rush. You do very small amounts just to be safe and see how you feel.
Harry, what
We see
about
that,
injections?
sometimes we may have to see that they are not dehydrating because of diarrhea or vomitings after drinking urine. So in the case of aged urine, I think the dosage has to be very careful. We have to be with the doses, how much dose one can have.
Correct. No, you're right, sir. So if they're having sort of adverse reactions from just fresh urine, then you really have to be careful with the aged urine. In these cases, I'd suggest that they stay on, you keep treating them with fresh urine for months until their immune system, until they're back to a healthier level before they can handle incorporations of small amounts of aged urine to get them back to top health. So it's a real science when you're treating somebody.
How much initial dose it is to be given? How much initial dose first time somebody is taking?
Which one, fresh or aged?
Aged.
I mean, I'd suggest as little as when you use aged urine on your skin. I'll just do some now. That is very little to me because this bottle has lasted me ages. When you rub it on your skin from spray bottles, it lasts for a long time. So when I say very little, maybe rub a little bit of aged on their bodies, on their face or whatever. And that is very little. And then see the reaction. That might be too much. We don't know. You have to experiment and go very slow with severely sick people.
What about drinking? How much dose we can?
And same with drinking aged urine too. You've got to go very slow with severely sick people. But if you're not sick, you can drink more. But like I said at the beginning, it's hard to drink fast. It's medicine that you can't take too fast. It burns your mouth. Not in a bad way. It's hard to drink fast. So always err on the side of precaution with ill people, but definitely consider after a time incorporating aged urine into their healthcare.
So
what about injections?
How much old urine you used in your life? Maximum, how much old urine you used? Like I mean, Chavanji said that he has 3-year-old urine. Can it be used for any internal application?
Of course. So the rule is the older it gets, the darker it gets. So if you guys have got urine that's very dark, that's old. Now, this is about a year and a half or something. So yes, 3 years. I drunk people's 5 years, and that was very powerful. The older it gets, the more powerful, and the less you need, as the other lady said to me. So it's just the most amazing, and you can observe if you've got the years. If it gets darker, if it gets black, it's very powerful. Brown, black in your urine is now top quality. It should be really expensive medicine. Of course, it's free for us, but I'm making an analogy that it's so powerful that it's priceless for your health. There's this really dark urines.
Harry,
generally when we treat the patient with the fresh urine, what we say is that minimum 100 or 200 ml of urine one can consume at a time. So same way, how much the first time, how much you'll recommend? 10 ml, 20 ml, 50 ml, how much urine is to be recommended?
I've gone through periods of my life when I was writing the book and the years before when I was very extreme and I was drinking a lot. In that case, I was drinking maybe half a liter every day of aged urine, a few months old. And now my lifestyle is that I don't do it all the time. I don't rely on it, but I do love it every time I do it. So I try and incorporate more. And I used to do much more than before. But it just depends. How healthy do you want to be? How much do you care about your health? Because like I said, I don't do it for physical health. I do it for spiritual alignment, for groundedness, for presence. I do it for feeling loads of energy so I can get my connections with you guys and do talks and write books. I do it for reasons that are different. Everyone does it for different. Some women do it for looking good, and there's nothing wrong with that. If a woman wants to look good, she rubs fresh urine on her face and even more aged urine, and she'll look young forever. Eternally young. What's wrong with that? Who are we to judge? Everyone does urine for different reasons. A man does it for fertilizer. Brilliant idea. Everyone should do it as fertilizer. If they're not going to drink aged urine and they're wasting it because they can't drink all the fresh, use it as fertilizer. It's so many uses.